Okay, welcome once again, everyone. Today we will do the fifth lesson of Oliver Twist. Up till now, we have read that Oliver reaches London, and he meets there with a boy named Jack. And this Jack takes him to a place where he can stay and sleep. And there he meets an old man whose name is Fagin, and also some boys. Hmm? So that old man is very kind to him, gives him food, gives him shelter, and then he sleeps because he has eaten food and he has rested, so he sleeps soundly. Now, chapter fifth opens up with he wakes up. It was late next morning when Oliver awoke after a long sleep because he has it filled, stomach was filled, so he had a good night's sleep. So he wakes up the next morning there in that dirty room. Remember that boy Jack took him to a place where the room was very dirty and everyone was very wearing filthy clothes and all. There was nobody in the room but the old man. So when he woke up, he saw just lying down. He was lying down, just being lazy. He just opened his eyes and he saw there was nobody in that room. Only that old man was there. That Fagin man was there. Fagin thought that Oliver was still asleep. Now Fagin didn't knew that that boy had Oliver had waken up. So he was thinking that he's still sleeping. He locked the room and then he drew out a box from a secret hole in the floor. So secretly he closed the door. He knew now all the boys were not there. He was all alone. Oliver was there, but he was sleeping. So he drew out a box. So he took out a box from a secret hole in the floor. In the floor, there was a secret hole. So he removed the flooring and he took out a box. He placed the box carefully on the table. He then sat down and took from the box a splendid gold watch, bright with jewels. Now, in that box, what was there? First, when he opened that box, he took out a splendid looking, wonderfully looking, beautiful looking gold watch, bright with jewels. है ना उसमें बहुत सारे stones लगे हुए थे, precious jewels was there. He took out at least six more watches. There were six more watches in that box, besides this splendid gold watch. He looked at them with pleasure. So he was very pleased at looking at those watches. How beautiful these watches are, how expensive it is, and I owe them. So he was very happy that he had them. There were also some beautiful rings and other splendid jewels in the box. And besides these watches, there were some rings and also some small jewels were there. So all precious items. He whatever precious items he had closed, kept them in this box, and that box used to go into the secret hole in the floor. So none of them knew. And he was thinking that Oliver was sleeping, so nobody will come to know about it. Now, suddenly he looked up at Oliver's face. Suddenly he realized, after looking at those jewels in the box, he realized that let me see if Oliver was awake. And he saw that the boy's eyes were fixed on him in silent curiosity. And when he looked at Oliver, he saw that the boy's eyes was open. He was wide awake and he was looking at him with in silent curiosity. He was looking at him, aha, what all he's taking out from the box, what lovely things. Figgins knew that Oliver had seen what he was doing. So Figgins realized now his secret was out. Up till now, nobody knew that he had a hiding place in the room, and there was a box there and some nice precious jewels, watches, rings was there in the box. Now he knew that his secret was out. He shut the box quickly, took a bread knife from the table, and went over to Oliver. So he shut the box, kept it in the floor, closed everything, concealed everything, and then he took a knife from the table and he went to Oliver with the knife in his hand, threatening him. Why are you awake? What have you seen? Speak out, boy. Quick, quick, for your life. So he's getting angry. Who told you to wake up just now? Why were you awake? What all have you seen? Just tell me what you have seen. Quick, quick, for your life means you tell me, otherwise I'm going to kill you with this knife. I wasn't able to sleep any longer, sir, said Oliver. I am very sorry if I have troubled you. I have only just woken up. So Oliver was very politely told him, sir, I wasn't able to sleep. I had slept enough, so I woke up and I saw you opening this and taking out. I'm sorry that I saw what you were doing. Did you see any of those pretty things? Said Figgins. Yes, sir. Aha, said Fagin, putting down the knife. They are mine, Oliver. All I have to live on in my old age. So he asked him, did you see all those pretty things I took from the box? So Oliver said, yes, sir. So Fagin said, oh, okay. So whatever you have seen, it doesn't belong to you all. It belongs to me. These things I have kept for my old age. When I will grow old and I will need money, so I will sell them and will take care of myself. So dare you say that these belong to you. At that moment, Jock Dawkins came in with another boy called Charlie Bates. So at that time, while these two were having a conversation, Jack comes back again, and he has a new boy with him, Charlie Bates. Well, my dear, said Figgins, I hope you have been at work this morning. What have you got, Dawkins? So Figgins forgot all about what he was talking to Oliver about, being angry or anything. He just asked those two boys, okay, so what have you got today? What work have you done? So he asked Jack first. So Jack says, 2 purses, said Dawkins, and he gave them to Figgins, who looked at them. Not very heavy, said the old man, but well made. He's good at his work, isn't it, Oliver? So Figgins says, so it takes the purses from Jack, and he says, okay, the purses are not very heavy. He weighs them like this and says, okay, they are not very heavy. But not heavy means there is not enough cash in it. So it's not heavy. So it's not very heavy, but they are well made. Means the leather, the material used for the purse was very good one. So he then asked Oliver, isn't he good at his work? Oliver says, very good. And what have you got? He asked Charlie. Handkerchiefs, replied Master Bates, producing 4. So he asked the other boy, whose name was Charlie Bates, and he asked, what have you got? So he says, I got handkerchiefs, 4 of them. Well, said Figgins, looking at them carefully. They are good ones, but they are marked, Charlie. So the marks must be taken out with a needle, and we'll teach Oliver how to do it. Shall we, Oliver? Ha ha ha. If you please, sir. So he looks at the handkerchiefs, and there were some embroidery, some marks, like we write our initials, RS or something. Na? So the initials were written on the handkerchief. So he tells, okay, we have to remove these handkerchiefs with the needle. We have to remove this, and we will teach Oliver how to remove these marks. When he asks Oliver, sir, will you do that? So Oliver says, yes, sir, I will do it. After breakfast, the old man and the 2 boys played a very strange game. So after they have showed their things, what they have done, then they sat and had their breakfast. And after the breakfast, they started playing a very strange game. The old man placed a silver box in one pocket of his trouser, a purse in the other, and a watch and a handkerchief in his coat pockets. So the old man, that is Figgins, he placed a silver box in one pocket of his trouser, a purse in the other, ek mein silver box, ek mein purse, and a watch and a handkerchief in his coat pocket. So all his pockets, the trousers pocket and the coat pocket were something or the other was kept. Excuse me. He then walked round and round the room with a stick, just as an old gentleman walks in the street. Then he started pretending to be walking in the street like an old gentleman. He took a stick and he started walking in the room itself and pretending that he was walking on the street as gentleman walks in the street. Sometimes he stopped at the door pretending to look at a shop window. Sometimes he used to stop at the door and pretended that he was looking into a shop, like we stand outside the shop and we look inside. Now, what is there in that window? Then he looked round for fear of thief. Then he would pretend to look left and right and see, okay, somebody is coming to pick my pocket or not. He kept touching his pockets to see if he had lost something. So this old man, this Figgins, was trying to pretend that he's out in the street and he has lots of precious things in his pocket, and he was trying to do some shopping. He was looking into the shops, and in the meantime also keeping an eye that nobody picks up his pocket, nobody takes out those things from his pockets. He did this in a funny way that made Oliver laugh till tears came to his eyes. And while he was pretending to be a gentleman on the streets, he was doing funny things, which made Oliver laugh a lot. At this time, the 2 boys followed close behind Figgins. They got out of his sight very quickly when he turned around. So now these 2 boys, that is Jack and Charlie, they were following Figgins, and whenever he looked left and right trying to see somebody is following him or not, they used to hide. At last, Dawkins stepped on Figgins' foot. while Charlie Bates pushed against him from behind. Now, at one time, what happens is Jack Dawkins, he steps on Faggin's foot, उसके पैर पे चढ़ जाता है, and जब Faggins चिल्लाता है या वो हटाता है, then in the meantime, Charlie, he just pushes him against him from behind. In that one moment, they quickly took from him the silver box, purse, watch, and handkerchief. So in that meantime, while Dawkins stepped on his foot and Charlie pushed him, they steal everything from all his four pockets. If the old gentleman felt hand in any one of his pockets, he cried out where it was, and then the game began all over again. Now, they did this many times, and if they were caught, if Faggins caught them taking out something from his pocket, then he would say, "No, I found you. You are in this pocket," and then the game will start again. So this game was a practice given to the boys that how are they going to steal from the gentlemen who walk on the street every day. They played this game a great many times, but it ended when two young ladies came in. So they kept playing, repeating. Sometimes they were caught, sometimes they were not caught, until they were visited by two ladies. Two more ladies came into the room. One of them was called, let me move a little. Okay, one was called Bet and the other was called Nancy. They went out with Dawkins and Charlie Bates. So both the ladies went out with the two boys, Dawkins and Charlie Bates. Okay, so all the two boys also left, and the two ladies also left. "Have they finished work, sir?" asked Oliver. So Oliver asked Faggins, "Have they finished their work? They have done what was needed." "Yes." "Unless they find some work to do while they are out. Is my handkerchief hanging out of my pocket?" So Fagin said, "Yes, they have done the work for today, and if they will do any other work, they will come back and inform me." Then he asked Oliver, "Is my handkerchief hanging out of my pocket? Can you see my handkerchief hanging out from my pocket?" So Oliver says, "Yes, sir." "See if you can take it out without my feeling it, as you saw them do when we were playing this morning." So Fagins asked Oliver, "See, now you try. It's your turn. Now they have played the game. Now I want you to play this game. Now try taking that handkerchief out of my pocket without me feeling it, without me knowing that you are taking it out, like these other boys were doing." Oliver held up the bottom of the pocket with one hand, as he had seen Charlie Bates hold it, and drew the handkerchief out of it with the other. So Oliver also tried to do the same what Charlie Bates had done. He held the side of the pocket and he drew out the handkerchief without Fagins noticing it. "Is it gone?" So Fagins asked him, "Nikal liya tumne? Have you done it?" "Here it is, sir," said Oliver, showing it in his hand. So Fagins asked, "Have you done it?" So Oliver shows, "Yes, sir. Here's the handkerchief. I am holding the handkerchief in my hand." "You are a good boy, my dear," said Fagins. "And now come here. I'll show you how to take the marks out of the handkerchief." So Fagins is very pleased with Oliver that for the first time he has tried and he has done it. So he says, "Okay, you are a very good boy. Now we'll do this again afterwards. Now let me show you how to take out the marks from the handkerchief. Those initials or some embroidery was done on the handkerchiefs." Oliver could not understand how this game could help him to become a great man, but he was not yet 10 years old and thought that Fagins, being so much older, must know best. Now, Oliver was not able to understand why they are playing this game, that we have to steal something from men's pocket, and how will this make him a great man, a good man, a noble man. But then he said, "Okay, well, why to worry about that? I'm not even 10 now, and this man Fagin is older than me. He knows better. So what if he's teaching me to play this game? It must have some good in it." So with this, we come to the end of the lesson. Okay, we'll do the question answers also. Just a minute, just wait. Okay, so we begin with the question answers. The chapter's name was Fagin. Let's move. What was in Fagin's box? No? So he took out that box from the floor. So what was there? There was a splendid gold watch, bright with jewels, 6 more watches, also some beautiful rings and other splendid jewels in Fagin's box. So these all things were there in his box. What was the name of the boy with Jack Dawkins? So the boy's name was Charlie Bates. This was the boy who accompanied Jack. Na? What had Dawkins got? So he got what? Dawkins got 2 purses. Remember, Figgins held it in his hand and tell they were not very heavy, but they were made from good material. What were the names of the 2 girls? The names of the 2 girls were Bet and Nancy. So these were the 2 females who entered the room while they were playing that game. So with this, we have only 4 questions. With this, we come to the end of the lesson. Now we stop here. Meet you in the next video. So bye for now. Keep safe, beta. Be healthy. Bye.